Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on 4. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Welcome in and welcome back. We finally got the internet working. How's it going, everybody?
Look, this was not our fault. Look,
Put it on repeat.
once they got that on TikTok, it's on period. You got to end the sentence with a T. I didn't know anything about this. You know,
What?
period. That's
Huh?
that's TikTok. That's something they do. These kids these days,
Yeah.
it's on period.
No, God, please,
Yeah.
no.
Thank you, Johnny, because I don't know what that
Exactly.
means.
Exactly. Welcome to Sports with Balls, y'all. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. The internet went out, but we are back and we are live, and I appreciate this. This is our 50th episode.
Whoop, whoop.
Couldn't be more excited.
50.
Want to appreciate
City.
Mark Boardman with Construction Concepts being here. My boy Chris Amez back
Right
there.
behind us, right behind us.
Marketing
Thank you,
man.
guys.
Lauren Leal, Grant Miles, Jeff Michael.
Yo, what up?
Johnny J. And what did we say, Johnny? It's important, right?
Well, yeah, Johnny showed up, so that means it's important.
That means we got to do something.
He took time out of his busy schedule to
You know,
come out and help
Yeah.
us out.
set this up to get those fried green beans. That are
Nico's here
delicious.
too.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate
why
it.
he's here. That dude's eating over there, man. Johnny's
Look,
eating.
we're going to start the show off by calling one of our favorite people ever. Everybody knows him here in Houston, Butch Alcindor. He's going to join us here in a second, man. I love Butch. Butch is an amazing guy. He's done a lot for Houston.
Hey, I got good news.
What?
I just got this. An asteroid's going to hit Earth in 2068.
All right.
What?
Hey, Butch,
You're
are you-
you're
I'm
supposed
just
to tell
telling you,
us- you're
it just
not-
came across. I
you're
just thought everybody
Grant,
liked
your
to
job
know,
is to tell us
prepare.
the past, not the future.
Butch, are you there?
I'm telling you what it says.
I am here, and I'm hearing about asteroids.
Yeah. No, you got
Turning into a science show, apparently.
you got till 2068, Butch. So don't worry about it. It's all good.
You're good. You're good.
And I thought I was on the wrong station. I was getting ready to call on.
This is Tyson. What's that guy's name? That scientist, Neil Tyson, whatever. Yeah.
Welcome into Sports with Balls, Butch. We're always happy that you're with us.
Yeah.
How's it going tonight?
Thank you. Going good. You know, it's always a busy sports week in Houston, but this week has been crazy. When you think about all the stuff, you know, Daryl Morey almost signed, sealed, and delivered with the Sixers.
Yep.
Rockets
Right.
have a new coach now, Stephen Silas. Texans closed down the facility yesterday because it was a positive test, and it was
Right.
their week off.
I know.
My goodness. And Grant, I hate to say this, but the Cowboys
Fine,
still
that's
suck.
fine.
Here
we
it
go.
comes.
We knew it was
Here
coming.
we go. That's all right. That's all right. Butch can talk about it. I'm good. I'll give Butch a pass.
No,
It's all
no,
good.
man. I don't know what's going on over there right
Yeah,
now. You got to
man.
give Jerry Jones a call.
Hey,
man.
I'm telling you, if he hadn't listened for this long, I don't think he's going to listen to me.
I wonder who's
I
happy.
don't know.
Like, I wonder if Johnny, you happy that like Dallas is terrible? Yeah, he is.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got the Giants fans,
Yeah,
but you
I
look
know.
at their record, too.
Yeah, the Giants are. I mean, look, Daniel Jones tripping after a 90-yard run.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
Texans are so bad they shut down the facility.
oh man.
They said, forget it.
on their
We're done.
bye week.
We're done.
Hey, Butch, real quick, man, appreciate you calling in. Obviously, man, we love to have you on the show all the time. You're an incredible figure in sports for the Houston community in general. Will Fuller is being shopped around, and the rumor is he might go to Green Bay. What are your thoughts on where the Texans stand in unloading either him, Cooks, or you know, anybody?
Do not say what, because that's not happening.
Well, they got to unload somebody because they don't have any draft picks.
They need some
Yep.
So
space.
at
Right.
some point, they're going to have to start rebuilding. You know, it's kind of like how everybody was shopping before the hurricane hit. You know, they're going to have to restock. And Will Fuller is one of the few guys, you know, that has a lot of value. He's got the cachet. And this year, I mean, he's helping himself out a lot because he's staying healthy. And this is the first time he's been able to stay healthy. So that makes it an even more valuable thing. So
Yeah, he
if
does.
not Will Fuller, somebody's going to have to go.
He does open up the field. They came out with a report today for the Texans saying that there's 4 untradeable players, and J.J. Watt was on that list. But the rumor was a little bit ago that he was going to get traded, but now it looks like he's untradeable, and they're going to hold on to him.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put too much stock in what they're saying right now. I mean, you know, because they're going to do what they have to do when it comes down to it. But you know, when you look at that team and JJ, not only has he been a great player, a 3-time most valuable defensive player, but he's also been so great in the community. But AJ's got value. He still has some value. And if this was a Bill Belichick team,
yes,
they would be shopping.
Gone,
because
yes.
Bill Belichick has a knack for getting rid of people right before they run out of gas.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you look at his record, he's done it time and time again, and that's how he's been successful for so many years. So not only does KJ have a lot of value left, everybody knows about his work in the community and stuff. And you look at it, Pittsburgh. You think Pittsburgh was going to put the Watt brothers together if they could?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they would. I mean, I don't know if Pittsburgh has leverage. I don't know what their draft standing is for next year. But, yeah, I mean, if you're going to trade him or do something, this would be the time because he does have a little bit of value left, man. But, listen, love having you on. Real quick, A.J. Hinch is apparently going to Detroit Tigers. I know you're a massive Astros guy.
What are your thoughts on this?
Good for A.J., I guess.
Yeah, good for AJ, but I feel kind of sad when I heard that was going to happen. I just hated to see him leave the Astros. I mean, he was like a perfect fit for that team.
I agree, for sure.
And but good for him because there was a lot of talk about he might have some trouble getting back into the league, and who knows how long it would take and all this stuff. But all the guys involved with that 2017 scandal, when the guys that have been traded, guys that have moved on, signed, whatever, they've been able to leave that behind us.
Yep.
And I'm kind of worried that maybe, George Springer might be thinking that way too, that, okay, maybe I need to get out of here just to get a clean start and not be booed every time I come to the plate.
Right.
But,
Dude, the Astros got lucky.
I hope
The
not.
Astros got lucky this year with no fans. I'm not gonna lie to you. That would have changed a lot of things. But hey, Butch, man, we got to get going. I'm so sorry it took a little while because of technical difficulties. But man, love you. You've been there for the beginning of the show, so really appreciate you calling in today,
Thank
man.
you, Butch.
Thank you, Butch.
Hey, no problem. You guys have a good night.
Yes, sir. That's
sir.
Butch Alcindor, Houstonian, man. Just love Butch.
Countless years with KHOU.
Yeah.
Does pregame and postgame for Astros and Rockets on AT&T Sportsnet. Butch, we love you.
We got to get Calvin Murphy. Him and Calvin Murphy.
Oh, man, we
That
got
would
to get
be
the sparkly
legit.
suits. We
That
got
would be
to get the
legit.
sparkly suits. But hey, like we said, we're here at Christian's Tailgate off of Kirby. Come join us for Sports with Balls, always special. Let's kick it off with some 2-minute drill.
2-minute drill brought to you by Joe Applewhite. Joe Applewhite, Realty 713-291-5270. Making the impossible possible. Joe Applewhite Realty. He's been here since day one, too. Love Joe to death, man. 2-minute drill with Lauren Leal.
Oh, I like that.
Why do I get
so
5
nice.
minutes like the Jeff 5 and Lauren only gets 2?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
You're the guy that put
yeah,
that.
you put that. You
Yeah.
put that
Oh, that's my
together.
fault?
Yeah, that's your fault.
You
We're gonna do like the
constructed
Jeff 1.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start out with a 2-minute drill. We'll go through these like we did a little bit earlier.
Yes.
So the Houston Rockets, they got a new head coach in town. Steven Silas is coming over from the Dallas Mavericks. So he just signed a 4-year contract. It was confirmed as of yesterday.
Yep.
Does
Now-
that make you like the Rockets a little bit more?
No.
Coming from the Dallas fan, all things
No.
Dallas.
Sorry, I
I
thought
mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you were, I mean, that's
Listen,
great.
like you know,
got
you're,
a good coach.
You're from Dallas, and you're
Yeah.
Mavericks fans. Like, do you know anything about him? Because I know nothing about this guy.
Yeah, I mean, first off, he's an NBA lifer because his dad, of course, is Paul Silas,
Yes.
who's been a coach in the NBA for a long time, former head coach, several different places, been an assistant, been a scout, been all kinds of things in the NBA. Hey, Rick Carlisle, say whatever you will about Rick Carlisle. That guy has a pretty good coaching
tree. Yeah.
Dwayne Casey is a former assistant on his team. For whatever reason, I can't for the life of me think of the guy's the Portland Trailblazers head coach. He's off of Carlisle's staff. That both of them Coach of the Year awards for both of those guys. So
hopefully it's a good hire for the Rockets.
I think so. I think
there's
it is.
there's a lot of drama going on because Daryl.
Terry Stotts.
That's it. Terry Stotts. Yes.
But
yeah.
we'll get into all that later. So we're still going. Sorry.
Yep,
to
so
interrupt.
moving on. Moving on from that, but staying with the Rockets because former GM Daryl Morey, who was with the team for 13 seasons, left a couple weeks ago, and now he is with the 76ers, joining Doc Rivers. This news was confirmed on Thursday from a 76ers insider. So,
And that ties
we'll see how
into
that
what I was
goes.
just saying about because there's rumors now that Harden might go to Philly to follow Daryl Morey, and they want to trade Ben Simmons to Houston for Harden.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Harden fan, but I'm definitely not a Ben Simmons fan.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know how I feel
I would stick with Harden before Ben Simmons.
Well, I don't think Ben Simmons and Embiid are in that analytical environment like Morey is. Like, those guys aren't
different.
the analytics.
Yes.
Like, they don't do what he wants in a player. They just don't.
We'll see how it works out. Natalie, your husband's up here. He's having some drinks, so I'll send him home safely.
Damn, just calling people out.
I know.
Just like,
What's going on?
Natalie's watching the show.
I don't even know.
Austin Bowers, a great friend of the show, who's watching as well.
Mark, man, this dude, he's just telling your business, man.
Yeah, we can put a camera on Mark. We need a camera on Mark?
And for people that don't know, Natalie is with Mark. Mark's here. All right, so we'll move on to the next one.
Should we talk about Garrett? Garrett just logged on too. What's up, Garrett?
We're just having all of our pizza
Yeah, let's
here.
just talk about it all.
Yeah, all right. So we're moving on to the NFL. Exciting news for any of you Super Bowl goers. Tampa Bay this February is going to have 20% capacity at the Super Bowl. So still social distancing, wearing your mask, but you're going to have fans. I don't know how much those tickets are going to go for, but you can go. You have the option now.
Well, as it stands right now, too, Tampa Bay looks like they might even be in the
hosting.
Super
Right.
Bowl. So they would not only be in the Super Bowl,
Like
but it
I
would
said,
be there.
Tampa Bay.
Well, the thing I wonder about
It's
is
not Dallas.
You know, most of the time in the Super Bowl, those are corporate tickets.
Yeah.
Like, it's very rare that you get just random fans that get those tickets. So I'm wondering how those will divvy out.
Be interesting, very interesting, because those are going to be a lot of corporate tickets.
Oh
those are
my
gonna
gosh,
be expensive.
yeah, those are.
But like, man, either have fans or don't, man. I'm tired of this shit. Like, I mean, I really am, dude. Like 20%, like 20% capacity. Why? Do
Yeah.
50. Like, I just don't understand. Like, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
You know, at the very beginning, I was super excited for fans to be back at sports, baseball, like all that stuff. Like for fans to kind of start going. But now it's kind of annoying. Like, you need fans back. It's not the same at all.
All right, and sticking the deadline for the NFL, the trade deadline is next Tuesday on Election Day, November the 3rd. So lots of trades going on. You could see some of your guys getting to the Super Bowl on a different team. Now, sticking with the NFL as well, Tua is starting for the Dolphins. He is going to be... Yep.
There you go. Good job. I
You
like
got
that.
it. You got it. Going up against the Rams, the first time to see him start since almost a year ago, November 16th, when he went down with his hip injury with Alabama. So good luck to him.
This is
weekend.
interesting with Tua, because I'm a huge Tua fan, and I love left-handed quarterbacks. Like, I mean, the ball comes out different, and it lands.
Left-handed quarterbacks and quarterbacks with beards. Those are your guys.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Fitz
you're trying to-
magic.
Yeah, that's your thing.
But, like, Tua is not he's a tiny guy, and he has injury problems. He's not a Kyler Murray that runs around like that. He's not as athletic as Kyler Murray. He has a beautiful delivery, but he's not tall. He's not thick. He's not, the reason that I loved Herbert coming out of college was because he's a big guy
Dude's
with
big,
a
man.
big arm,
Yeah.
Right.
And Tua's a
And
tiny guy.
he's doing things.
And
For sure.
like, nobody picked Herbert as being as good as he is, but he is killing it. Like, he torched Tampa Bay, who has the best defense, the first half of that game when they played.
Yeah.
I think he scored 24, 27 points in the first half on Tampa Bay. Like, Herbert's an amazing quarterback, and Tua's not that big. And so I'm kind of taken back. Like, I want to see how he works, because he can't, these guys are huge offensive linemen, are 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Tua's 6 foot.
He came in and got it done. That's all I know.
When you're as successful as he was in the SEC at Alabama, like, I don't know, that kind of puts you a
On a
notch
stage.
above. Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of puts you a notch above as far as a little doubt. So I'm excited
right.
to see him play, though.
Yeah,
I will
me
say
too.
that.
Me too. for
Garrett,
sure.
Austin, Vicky, thank you so much. They're congratulating us on our 50th show. We're so
thank
happy
you.
to be here. Of course, like I said, Fat Christian's Tailgate coming to you.
5114 Kirby. Thank you, Dustin, being here, the manager over here. Mention Sports with Balls. He's going to give you about 100% free time. No, I mean 10% free time.
I'm about to say
10% off
what?
the
Well,
so
he's gonna mute it real quick.
Yeah.
Turn that music, turn it off. Oh man, I don't know what happened. Sorry.
All right, tonight, guys, Falcons are in Carolina. Falcons play the Panthers. It is they played in week 5, rematching again. Panthers took it 21-16. We'll see what they do. Falcons 1-6. Panthers 3-4. So McCaffrey is out.
thank
We
you,
mentioned
Johnny.
that earlier.
Golly, like, I mean, how much? Like, I don't think we need to spend more than like 30 seconds on this. Like, listen, the only interesting fact of this game is that Christian McCaffrey is not playing now.
That's the
it.
interesting fact.
Boo, that Marcus. Yeah. But that's the only thing that matters. Like, really, who's watching the Falcons and Carolina? And I thought the NFL was going to change the schedule up, and so make these games a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
they obviously don't
not.
care to. It seems like to me they always put the games that nobody wants to watch on Thursday nights. I bet Fox is pissed. Fox is like, we get these games. This is our game on Thursday night.
Dude, and looking at it from the outside with Atlanta is almost in a fire sale. They're in a rebuilding stage. It looks like
gosh.
it's crazy.
Oh, I mean,
Well, even to the
Atlanta-
point where you're talking about Matt Ryan maybe
Yes.
being up for trade or
That's
being
what I'm saying.
available. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and then Todd Gurley making the mistake that he did last week when they said,
Yes.
no, just get the first down. Don't go in the end zone.
Dude,
and then you just see Matt Ryan go, oh.
Dude, I mean, ever since the Super Bowl, right? 24-7, fourth
Yeah.
quarter. Ever since then, it's just been a downfall for them. They can put up numbers. What's the line on this game?
It is Carolina -1.5.
Carolina -1.5. What is it in
Well,
Carolina?
the thing is
Yeah,
that
it's in
it's in
Carolina.
Carolina. The thing is the Panthers have lost their last 2 games against the Saints and the Bears. So this may be a bounce back game for them going up against Atlanta.
I love Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, he was an
gloves.
amazing, great comeback story for him. But I would take Atlanta. Atlanta can put up some points.
They
So,
can.
I think
But Carolina's got a
can-
tough defense, though. Carolina's got a good defense.
I'll go with Atlanta on this one.
Oh, okay.
I'd take Carolina -1.5.
All right.
Yeah.
What are we playing for?
Well, I don't know. Because last time we had any kind of bet like that, you said something about jumping in water, and I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that.
Especially right
Yeah,
now.
I'm not jumping
this time
in water.
of year. It
All
is
right.
cold here in Houston
Yeah,
this
man.
week,
Wow.
guys.
Yeah.
Woo.
Thank you guys for paying attention again. Sorry we had a 45-minute delay, but we guys sticking with us. Sports with Balls. We just had Butch Alcindor on the show. Could have been more happy for him. It is our 50th episode.
50.
Wow, man.
50.
Unbelievable.
Hey, and we couldn't do it with a bunch of amazing people. And
Oh, here
one
we
of
go.
them we got to go to is Hybrid Technologies Group. Roy Stanton and his team will have your phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, and cloud services all taken care of. You definitely want to get on the phone with them at 832-336-1201 at Hybrid Technologies Groups. Call Roy Stanton, mention SWB, and you'll get 20% discount or whatever he feels like.
I'm interested. Okay, so Mark is here.
Mark's actually here. And you know
Mark's
what, to be
here
quite
for
honest
this.
with you, to be quite honest with you, I'm a little nervous.
You're a little nervous
All
on
I'm a
right.
little nervous to do it because
Oh,
Mark.
no. We got to bring Mark
hypes
in
it
to
up.
see how he feels about this. Come
Yeah,
on,
Mark, come on,
Mark.
get over here, Mark, so we
We're
can
so
watch.
happy
we
he's
can
with
watch.
We're gonna get you on, yeah. So
Concepts, of
Mark's
course.
and he's got his shirt on. Construction
All right.
concepts.
Here we go. Here we go.
They are changing corporate culture, Mark and his guys, one design at a time. From hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities, their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. That's build@houston.com.
How do you grade that? How do you grade that? How do you grade
Love
Is that a good one?
It's always great.
Okay, good.
That was good.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Josh and Mark
You
do a
guys
great
are doing
job,
big
man.
things, man. Big
do it.
things. Yeah.
They do it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
All
so
right.
much for being part of the show, Mark. All right, it is time, I think, to get into some more football.
Well, we're going to get into one of the most intriguing games that's been on the schedule in weeks. I mean, last week this is the second week in a row you'll have the Steelers playing in probably the most high-profile game, right?
Yeah.
Because the Titans last week, and now I got a lot to say about this game.
Oh.
This is going to be a really big test. So, Steelers
Yes.
versus Ravens. Like we said, the Steelers are 6-0. Ravens have only lost one, and I believe was to the Chiefs. So, two things in this game is both of these teams have equal quality of blitz and pass rush. And so, I want to know who has the upper hand. This is in Baltimore, but you look at what the Steelers have done.
Well, you got everybody talks about Pittsburgh and their defense, which it's solid. I mean, look what they did last week. They're at least for the first half against Tennessee. Baltimore's actually ranked first as far as points allowed in the league. So that's solid. I mean, Pittsburgh, they average 30.5 points a game. You got Baltimore that gives up 17.5. So you're going to have a battle there. The thing that would be interesting to see is one of the things that Pittsburgh does really well is they defend the run really well. They did for a little bit last week, but that's what Baltimore does. I mean, you got Lamar Jackson run the football. Mark Ingram can run the football.
Well, Mark Ingram's had an average year, if not less than average year,
Yeah.
compared to his,
Compared to normal, yeah.
Compared to normal.
For sure.
I think Gus Edwards even has more touchdowns than Ingram does right now. My whole thing with this is the rivalry is absolutely amazing. Harbaugh and Coach Tomlin. Harbaugh and Tomlin were brought in the same year.
Yeah.
Okay, to coach. They both have a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think Harbaugh is 649% winnage and Tomlin's 629 percentage. I mean, it's almost identical.
Yep.
This is an incredible game. The fact is, though, Lamar Jackson needs to step up. Right, so the only thing that Lamar Jackson is known for, running the ball, awesome, and people were saying that his passing was getting way better, but it's not. It's actually fallen off.
Yeah.
And
It was like the first game or so.
But he's
and
not.
Then after that.
And he's just not the same Lamar Jackson. It doesn't look like, at least. And can he win the big game? Right, so that's his knock on everything. Like, can Lamar Jackson win the big game? And this is obviously the biggest game of the season for both Baltimore and Pittsburgh. What Lamar Jackson are we going to see on Sunday? Are we going to see because they have more film on Lamar Jackson, right? They have a ton more film on him. They know to make him throw the ball, and he's been off. Like, I don't know what his passer rating is this year, but it's off. I would say it's probably 62, maybe less percentage.
Well, you talk about the defense, and Austin on our Facebook says Ravens has the best defense, period, going up against a stellar offense.
Yeah.
How do you match up with that whenever the Ravens also put up stops?
Well, and that's the thing about it, kind of to what he was saying. Baltimore's first in the league in rushing yards. So Baltimore runs the football. They run it well. Like Jeff said, this is a game that Lamar Jackson is going to have to win in the air. You go back to their game against Kansas City, the game they lost 34-20. Lamar passed for 97 yards.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I mean, that you cannot win a football against a major opponent like the Steelers and throw less than 100 yards. It's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So this is a Lamar Jackson game. I know it's kind of obvious to say that, but Lamar Jackson has a good game, throws in the, he's efficient. He's in the 75% completion area, 250, 275
rushes
passing
for
yards.
80, something like that.
That's a good game for them, and they should win a game like that.
I agree.
Because their defense is that good that if they can manage the clock, if he can get third downs when they need them, complete passes at an efficient rate, they should win that game. That's what matters. So that'll be the key there, is what he does in the air. Because they can run the football. That's no doubt. Mm-hmm. They can run the football.
So who are we taking on this one, Grant?
Well, you've got Baltimore at home -4. Just with the numbers that I saw, my initial, and of course this always goes when it comes to injuries and things like that, but I'm going to take Baltimore -4. I just feel like this is going to be a game. You had Seattle lose their first game this past weekend.
Right.
I think this is a game that Pittsburgh loses their first game, because Tennessee's good, but I don't think they're as good as Baltimore, and I think Pittsburgh's kind of had an easy way of it. I get a little bit in their schedule up into that game.
Their opponents, for sure.
So I think they're going to play a really tough Baltimore defense. They're going to run the football, control the clock, and I think you're going to see a good game from Lamar Jackson.
Jeff, are you on the Jackson train?
No, I mean, I've been riding Pittsburgh since the beginning, so I'm going to stick with Pittsburgh. I think that, look, they proved to Tennessee they could beat them, and Tennessee was incredible last year, and they've kept up. Tennessee was unbeaten before then, so I'm rolling with Pittsburgh. What's the spread on this one?
Baltimore -4.
See, so again, I'm going with the
good team with the points.
Good team, better team with the points. So Pittsburgh +4.
All right, another big one going on Sunday is Raiders versus the Browns. Raiders are at 3-3, while the Browns only have 2 losses on the season, 5-2. Raiders coming off a bye week though, and then falling to the Bucs prior to that, 45-20, and the Browns are coming off of a win. Baker Mayfield threw 7 touchdowns, but they lost wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr., which I want to know how much you guys think that makes a contribution to this game.
They're better.
Out of his ACL for this season.
They're better without Odell. I know it sounds crazy. I know that sounds
ACL.
nuts. I know that people are going to be like, what? Like, without number 13? They are better without Odell out there. I promise you.
They're not as talented, obviously, but when you take a player like Odell out of the lineup, you tend to, I would think as a quarterback, especially for Baker, you would tend to not focus as much on who you're throwing to as in just going with the game plan. Because when you got a guy like Odell on the field, you try to make an effort to give him the football.
Yes, exactly.
And you kind of forget what else the game plan is.
Jarvis
really.
Landry is incredible.
Jarvis has gotten lost in that
That's
game,
what I'm saying.
in that team,
and so now
it's
it's going to be more balanced. They're going to, like, the run attack will get back there more, a little bit more play action. Like, I just think the Browns will be better without Odell. I really do.
I don't think it'll drop
Johnny,
off.
we're not talking about the Giants.
I don't think it'll be.
Calm down.
No, we don't want to drive ourselves insane.
Now, both squads have a lot of questionable players. We'll see. There are a lot of game time decisions there, and they're both averaging 30 points against the defense. The Browns are favored, but last meeting that they had was in 2018, and the Raiders took it 45-42. So will the Browns get it done in Cleveland?
The Browns have a slightly better, statistically ranking, they have a slightly better defense than Oakland does, but like you said, it's crazy. Las Vegas is 28.5 per game, and Cleveland is 28.6 per game. Like, their offenses are, like you said, they're almost identical.
Yeah.
It's
What
crazy.
is
They
it? What's
match
the
each
line on
other.
this one again?
So you got Cleveland minus 2.5 at home.
Woo, and Oakland. Wow.
My initial thought is Oakland plus the points, 2.5, just because.
What's the over-under? You got
Vegas.
the over-under?
Yeah, did I say Oakland again? God, man, I got to work
You said
on
that
that,
last
man. I
week,
do
too.
that last week, yeah.
Or last show, rather.
Yeah, so it started off, it's. My thing
you need
is,
a couple more Lone Stars. You'd be just fine.
I know.
Somebody bring Grant a Lone Star. You'd be just fine.
How many? I feel like y'all have had a couple.
Look, we need Lauren on her second Red Bull. If y'all haven't seen Lauren on her second Red Bull, it is a sight.
It's fun.
I
we
mean,
need
I'm good, guys. I had my coffee this morning, Red Bull tonight. I think I'm okay.
But yeah, I'm going to do Cleveland mine. Or I'm going to take Oakland plus the 2.5.
I would too.
All right, Vegas. So we are going.
I'm tripping.
So, guys, we talked about the 49ers last show. 49ers going against the Seahawks. 49ers are 4-3. Seahawks just fell to the Cardinals on Monday night, so it's a little bit of a shorter week for them. 49ers have manhandled the Pats, which is crazy. 33-6 for the third straight loss for the Patriots. The worst loss at home the Patriots they had. 49ers are second in rushing offense, but they got a lot of guys out. Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde, Jamal Adams. More of them didn't show up to practice. And
Are they all on your
questionable.
fantasy team? I just asked that
matter 'cause
because
you're
you're
not playing
Yeah,
them.
I just asked that because you're like dead last.
It don't matter.
I honestly don't even touch it. I would talk to you
It's
before
obvious.
the show started.
By the way, it's obvious.
Okay, thanks.
You don't.
Yeah, I just.
Where
I
are you?
just
Where are
kinda
you
don't
in the
really touch
fantasy
it.
league?
I think I'm 4-3.
It's hard when you're working all day on Sunday.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You set your
I have
lineup.
radio Sunday morning.
I get that.
Get off. I go do TV, and then the games are started.
I literally did
Hey,
my
was that a
lineup 5
humble?
minutes
Was that a
before it
humble
started.
brag?
I'm just letting you know why I haven't touched my
A
lineup.
humble brag.
I'm just letting you guys
I've got
know.
radio in the morning, and then I've got to be on television.
And then I'm on
So
TV, so excuse me.
Okay.
My
You
bad.
want to go to the Jeff 5 and pull up that hinge?
not yet.
It's all good.
No. So, yeah, I mean, this game, I think it's going to be really good.
I don't, and this is not
You
at all.
don't think it's gonna be very
Not
good?
at all. I told
Okay,
y'all
all right.
there's been 2 lock games. All right, the Texans versus the Green Bay Packers. Packers killed him. That was a lock game. This is another one. San Francisco. There's 12 players out. 8 of them starters. They're depleted. Seattle will run them out of the building.
You got Seattle -3.
Yes,
So you're
100%.
You're all over that
All
-3.
over. Yes, dude, bet the house.
Interesting.
Mark, don't bet the
You
house.
You got it there first from Jeff. Jeff said bet the house.
Mark's kind of like, let me call real quick.
Yeah.
Well,
and
the thing
here-
is, it's.
No,
Go ahead,
what
go
I was
ahead,
going to
go
say
ahead.
is the thing about last week is you don't know, is San Francisco really that good or is New England just really that bad?
They're that bad.
I mean, because New England did not look well.
Listen, remember at the beginning of the season, Bill Belichick sent 12 players home for the COVID,
yeah,
whatever, blah, blah.
they had the most guys.
This
I
was
think.
all in a plan because, listen, Cam Newton is not the answer in New England. Bill Belichick knew exactly what he was doing. If they win 5 games this year, maybe 6, they're going to be a top 5 to 10 draft pick, and they're going to get a great quarterback because there's 3 quarterbacks coming out there amazing. Look, you're not going to get Trevor Lawrence. He's either going to the Jets or going back to school. But there's 2 or 3 other quarterbacks that are amazing. The Patriots are not necessarily rebuilding, but just like rebranding. And they're going to get a great quarterback if they only win 4 or 5 games. Bill Belichick knows exactly what he's doing.
So you talk about the Patriots, but going back to the 49ers and what they did to the Patriots, the hard thing for me is going up against Seattle when to be so hard on saying, yes, they're going to take it by 2-score game or so because all of their games come down to the wire.
Well, they just added an incredible pass rusher. I mean, they obviously upped their defense, which has been a major problem. But, I mean, Seattle's going to kill them. Like, that's just
You
what's
say
going on.
that, but they just lost in overtime.
You want to bet?
Boy, you want to bet everybody, man.
I know.
Anytime anybody says something, just like, what do you want to bet?
You wanna do it?
What do you want to bet? What do you want to do with that boy? Boy, he gets hyped up.
Hey, what was the deal?
know.
Listen, real quick. What was the deal with the purple hair the other day? I really thought you dyed your hair.
I wish I did. I liked it a lot. Did you like it? I liked it.
I missed this. What? What are
Well,
talking
you didn't
about?
see her TV show or?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, so she had purple.
No.
She posted a picture.
It was just on social media.
She had
I
if you-
didn't see that.
Well, follow us on social media. I mean,
missed
Lauren
that.
Leal's on there as well. But Sports with Balls on all of our platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. I've been all over Twitter lately. Sean Salisbury and I talked the other day.
Yeah.
I like that dude. And I used to, dude, he got on my nerves. I hope he's not watching, but like.
Is this?
Yeah, you told him.
Now, is this a humble?
Yeah, he was
Okay,
talking
all
to
right,
Sean
all right.
Salisbury.
Oh, is this the Jeff 5?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
is this
was
the
like,
Jeff
I was talking
Fine
to Sean
going?
Salisbury the other day. I mean, we were just talking about football. No big deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let's get back to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you for sure are taking the Seahawks no matter what.
Yes.
Russell Wilson's going to either.
You heard it from
Russell Wilson.
Jeff. Bet your house on it.
Russell
That's what he
Wilson's up
said.
there in the MVP discussion with a couple other people, Tom Brady being one of them, which we'll get into. Was that next? No.
Is Seattle going to be on your top picks on Sunday?
I don't know. It's interesting to see what San Francisco is doing. I mean, Jimmy G actually. You know, I'm normally a little bit hard on Jimmy G. He had a decent game, running the football well. I think Shanahan. I don't know. That's a tough one to think. I'm going to go Seattle just because I think that offense is so stellar. But you know, Seattle just picked up Carlos Dunlap from Cincinnati. I don't know how much play he's going to get in that game on Sunday. I'm sure he'll get a little bit.
He's only got one sack this year, but he's an incredible rusher.
In Cincinnati.
He's like,
I mean, how do you get motivated?
He reminds me of Clowney a lot. You know?
They did a Clowney pick, is what they did.
Exactly,
basically.
and
Yeah.
so he requires a lot of attention. So it opens up things for other.
At this point, I'd go Seattle too.
Yep.
Not as confidently as that's
look
what I'm
at
talking
there.
about.
Yeah.
Not as confidently as Jeff said, bet your house on it, but you know.
I'm not. I wouldn't bet my house. Maybe my garage.
Your man cave
My
that
man
you put
cave.
everything into? Are you sure about that?
That's it. And if
All
y'all don't
right.
see it, like follow us. I post pictures from the man cave and videos and stuff like that on Sports with Balls. Great. Follow us on Twitch now. We're at Sports with Balls on Twitch, which is pretty impressive.
For sure. And I think it is time that we go back
is it, my
in
turn?
time. I think it.
Are we already there?
I think so.
Whoa.
And by the way, just
Hold on. We didn't even talk about the Cowboys.
what's the point?
Cowboys versus Eagles. We can talk
Cowboys
about
are
it. I
going.
mean,
the
it's
Cowboys
one
are
of the biggest
going up.
rivalries.
I mean, you know,
Well, the only
but
thing
you know
I-
what? I'm going to give Austin. I'm going to give my boy Austin. I'm going to give him the credit for this one. It's a good thing for the Texans that the Cowboys are so terrible. See, look at my
little construction
That's what you
concept
call.
koozie.
That's what you
There
call.
we go, there
That's
we
what you
go.
call marketing.
Like that.
That's what you call marketing.
I don't get shit.
No, that's what we call
they're-
it, Mark.
Yeah.
That Mark.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I like that.
I like it.
I like that. The Texans should thank the Cowboys because the Cowboys are doing so bad this season. Everybody's forgetting about how bad the Texans are. I mean, the Texans are terrible too, but the Cowboys are taking up all the news in Texas because of how bad they are.
Listen.
So the Texans should thank the Cowboys
You saw my
for
post.
taking all the
You
news.
saw my post. You saw my post the other day. Who's better, Texans or Cowboys? And the power rankings came out yesterday, and the Cowboys were actually ranked 28th, and Texans were 30th.
Correct.
Well, the thing is, like you said, we
Who's-
said this over and
who's
over.
QB?
The Cowboys.
Who's
going
going to quarterback this Sunday?
Well, I just read that seventh round pick they got from James Madison, Ben DiNucci, who
He's
sounds
gonna
like
start?
he should be an extra on a Godfather movie. That dude is taking starter reps in practice.
Oh man! So hold on. What's the line on that game?
It's last I saw is Philadelphia -8, and I would
Wow.
I would jump
Wow.
all over Philadelphia because the Cowboys have not won a game against the spread this year.
I'm just curious to see how this Ben does. The 7th round pick this year out of James Madison.
Well, and then they have former Longhorn Garrett Gilbert as his backup.
But then they also just released 3 players. One of them
Yeah.
being Poe. Poe
Yeah.
got released, which he was 30 pounds overweight. Jerry Jones he went nuts again.
They
on
just
this thing.
dropped Poe, Worley. They traded Griffin. So Jerry Jones said in his interview that he did on the radio, they're going to start making personnel changes, and by God, he did.
Well, Gallup's going too. He's owed $20 million.
Yeah.
All right, and they're just. I mean, he's the biggest contract they have.
talking about Cooper?
I mean Cooper. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So Cooper's got to go. Like that's going to be their trade bait for defense and whatnot. That's going to be their draft picks at least. I mean, do the Texans I'll pose this question: do the Texans and Cowboys give up at this point?
I mean, yeah, you not really give up, but they're going to try to win games, but you already start looking at who you can move around. Like you said, there were already Will Fuller
Yep.
rumors going around, which I hope that doesn't happen. But
Well, what sucks is as bad as the NFC East is, it gives the Cowboys some kind of hope. You know what I mean? So, like, as bad as the NFC East is, they
you're
can
actually
sit there.
still in a playoff
If
race.
you're if you're the Texans,
Ben
You still got a
DiNucci.
chance.
if you're the Texans, you're out of it. So you're like,
100%.
we're out. We have no hope. But if you're the Cowboys, unbelievably, mercifully, you still are in it. And I hate it because I just want
Well,
them
the thing is,
to be done with it.
Join our show on but on Tuesday coming up, because I want to see Ben DiNucci. I can't wait to see what happens with this.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Grant, you got history?
I do. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just going back to the question of who's better, Dallas versus Houston, and it's just the fact of
It's like,
I know both of the records being terrible.
they're both better than the Giants.
You looked at the talent.
Yeah. Right
And of
now,
course, I
if
think-
you're asking me right now, I would say the Cowboys
saying the
just based
Cowboys
on
on the
talent.
talent.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick to the Cowboys, baby.
No. All right, so
The New
it's
York,
my turn, right?
the New York Football Giants.
So we're going to do history. So we want to thank somebody. We want to thank Tosin. Tosin is responsible for this, and Texas AV Productions. They're bringing this segment to you guys and your ears. Texas AV Productions is your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls, and you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520 or check them out at txavpro.com, and they will
Tosin.
they will put on a good party for
He's
you.
gonna throw my divorce party.
And I'll be invited to it.
Oh yeah, you'll be
Okay,
there.
good.
You'll be there. We'll have some Cowboy banners. In fact, I'll put a little table, like a little flag at your table, Cowboys flag.
Depending on how I'm feeling at that time and how good the Cowboys are, I may not want that.
Would you ever get a
Oh.
would you get a Ben DiNucci jersey?
No, never. I
What
never
if,
got
what if
any.
he just came out and was just great?
No,
you know?
I would not.
What if he throws 4 touchdowns and throws for like 356
Yeah.
and 4 touchdowns?
That's fantastic. I don't want to Ben DiNucci jersey. I just don't.
Do you have a jersey? Do
No,
you
I
have a
don't.
No.
I don't have any jerseys.
You don't wear any names
I'm
on the
not a
back of it.
jersey
You're
guy.
like, no, that's not me.
No, that's not me.
All right, let's see what you
disappointing,
got.
right? I know.
He doesn't have the mustache. It's all good, Lauren. Don't worry. Like, we're fine.
Yeah. You know, mustache guy is probably going to lose his job. You okay with that?
He's not gonna lose his job. He broke his finger, right?
Yeah, he hurt his thumb.
But he may
It's his
not.
thumb.
He may get Wally pipped. He may not come back.
Maybe. If y'all don't know who we're talking about, Jaguars QB Gardner Minshew. Yeah, and you know, go back and watch them episodes. Lauren
Yeah.
has a
Garrett, I did not bring this up. Just saying. Don't get mad at me.
Okay, so we're going to go into history now. October 29th, 1950.
I didn't say.
Did you
I
know
didn't
that?
say SHIT.
Yeah. Did you know that Cleveland Browns Marion Motley set the record for the highest average gain
He
in a
kind of
game?
looks like Garrett. Garrett's back here.
Oh, he
Hey,
is.
Garrett,
Yeah,
Garrett,
he
you want to
kind
come
of
up
looks
here real
like
quick?
Garrett.
He does. He does.
No, what?
He does.
Garrett, Gardner, same shit.
Yeah. See, it's the G's.
Oh, no,
Exactly.
no. All right.
70.
G-A-R.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, let's get on
All right.
to the history. Let's go into time
October
machine.
29,
All right.
1950, Cleveland Browns Marion Motley set the record for the highest average gain in a game with 17.1 yards on 10 attempts. The current NFL record, if you don't know, is 17.3, which was set by Michael Vick.
Nice.
In a game, 17-yard average per carry.
Wow.
That's insane. October 29, 2018, did you know Golden State shooting guard Klay Thompson broke the NBA record
Oh, this was
previously held by
amazing.
teammate
Yep.
Stephen Curry for most three-pointers in a game with 14.
Yeah.
And you remember that game? The Warriors won 149 to 124.
You know, he didn't dribble, but like 7 times the entire
It was
game.
crazy. Dude just went
It was-
off.
Like, he didn't even dribble. It
I
was just
know.
every assist was right at him, and he just shot the ball. It was great.
Yes. October 29th, 1986. This I thought was fantastic. Did you know Padres pitcher Lamar Hoyt was a Padres pitcher, so San Diego Padres professional baseball player, was arrested at the U.S.-Mexico border for drugs?
I got a little bit of news coming in right now. This is actually really huge. Trevor Lawrence just tested positive for COVID. I mean, whatever. Next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
drop in his draft
He's
class.
got, he's-
thank you, Austin. I appreciate that.
He's got it. There you go. He was stopped at the border with drugs. He was sentenced to 45 days in jail on December 16th, 1986. An arbitrator reduced his suspension to 60 games. Supposedly this dude had drug problems because he got arrested again.
Who, Michael Irvin?
Lamar Hoyt.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. Hey, still won 3 Super Bowls, so do it. Maybe they need to go back to that. Maybe they need to go back to doing drugs a lot because the Cowboys were great.
Yeah, like
whenever
Tiger
they were.
Woods.
Yeah. And then October 29, 1942, Branch Rickey was named president and general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers. As we know, he was the one that was responsible for bringing Jackie Robinson on.
Yes.
Didn't know this. He was responsible for the first full-time spring training facility. He encouraged the use of now commonplace tools such as batting cage, pitching machines, and batting helmets. He also pioneered the use of statistical analysis and then using things like on-base percentage and all that. He's responsible for all that.
Good for him.
You talk about innovation. That's
awesome.
huge.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia Phillies on this day in 2008 won their second. They've been in the MLB for 126 years, and the Phillies have only won 2 World Series.
That's sad.
126 years.
Wow.
And that's all I got.
Man.
R.A. Dickey, his birthday is today.
Appreciate you.
1974, R.A. Dickey.
Knuckleballer. Just to go back through some things that we were talking about.
History wasn't great today.
Daryl
Sorry.
Morey hired by the 76ers. Tua Tagovailoa starts for Miami on Sunday. Just on a personal note, there was talk of Tiger Woods coming to the Houston Open, and he's not now.
happening.
Yeah, he didn't want
So
to.
he's not coming.
He knew you were going to be there.
And we just found out
He's
that
like, found out Jeff was going to be there. He's
Yep,
like, man,
and
that dude
I
is
don't
obsessed
wanna
with me. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And the Tigers are favored to sign AJ Hinch as their manager.
Yep.
So we'll see. We may be seeing him in one of those uniforms
Good
coming
for
up
AJ
this
Hinch.
next 2021 season.
Memphis Tigers play Cincinnati this weekend in college football. The only other game that was really interesting was Ohio State and Penn State.
Yeah.
That should be a pretty good matchup.
Yeah.
Memphis comes off their first win of UCF in like 30 years. So I'm looking forward to Memphis seeing it. A lot of y'all know I'm from Memphis. I love Memphis. So
Speaking of
it's amazing.
UCF, U of H here in Houston, the Cougs play UCF this weekend.
Well, and you talk about quarterbacks that are coming out in the draft next year. Justin Fields. I watched a little bit of that game when they played against Nebraska. Justin Fields is the real deal. That dude can play.
Yes.
That dude can toss the ball. He can throw it around. He can run. He's good.
Another quick note before we get out of here. Tom Brady, Player of the Month. The guy's killing it right now. I mean, Tampa Bay looks.
Tampa Bay.
And then he just got Antonio Brown. So
They look really good. They
I'm
look
so
really
interested
good.
to see that. That'll be next week for Week 9 that we're going to see Antonio Brown take the field with the Bucs. But I think that's all we got for you tonight on our 50th
Yeah.
episode. Thanks so much for joining us and
Tom Henry,
sticking
get your
through, like
shit
I said,
together.
all the
Yeah.
adversity of the
Sorry
technical
about the lates.
difficulties.
yeah. Sorry
It
about that.
happened.
Thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Chris's Tailgate. Thank you, Lauren Leo, Grant Miles.
Yep.
Thank you,
Johnny J.
Johnny J. Thank you, Mark, Chris Amez, some people that showed up that are here, and everybody that helped support us through 50 shows. Man, we're gonna have 50 more. When we get to 100, we'll have a big episode.
My boy
for you
Alan
guys.
keeps showing up. Alan
Yeah,
shows
Alan-
up at
Alan's
our
over
shows
here.
all the time. So thank
Love
you,
that.
Alan.
Love
Appreciate
that.
it.
So
He's a
back there,
rotund
too.
gentleman.
for the
That's what I heard
50th
one time.
time, I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls for Lauren Leo, Grant Miles. We're out.
Peace.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.